So I'm calling you to resign and never run for council again. This is your last chance where I'm going to say, do the right thing. Do not place this town in any more legal liability. Show you the bills and the paper.
And quite possibly the most anticipated town hall meeting that Otter Creek has ever had. We're here 40 minutes early, and we're not the only ones. Look around you. That's Channel 20 News is already here. And the vet that said, I don't belong here.
Jeremy, you don't even belong here. You're worse than anyone in this town.
Channel 20 has already ran one news story on Otter Creek, and they're going to run another at 10 p.m. and 11 p.m. tonight. This is getting crazy.
Russell is here. Russell's coming up right now. We'll see if he can hold on to the mayorship for another month illegally. Hopefully he's going to unlock the building. The building has still yet to be unlocked to any of the residents. So we're all here. Channel 20's here again. Russell's here again. Russell, have you had the building unlocked for any of the residents past 2 months? Is Attorney Warren going to be here tonight? Russell, can you make any comments as the acting mayor? What's in your hand?
Some PB blaster all the way from Port Charlotte, Florida.
Are you being serious?
You might be out of WD-40 for the doors.
Brand new can right here, white lithium grease and PB blaster. That door is going to get fixed one way or another.
The door's getting fixed.
Still a little sweet. Still a little sweet. How the good seats are taken. My goodness.
I got
Okay, good.
It's not what I read.
Hold up. Wait a minute. How'd Turtle Lady get all up in it? I'm going to flash screenshots for you. I don't want to get too much time into those actual screenshots, but I'm going to give you the story behind it. Lynette Preston, John Cook, they stalked George and I and moved to Otter Creek, literally across the road. Why? Because they are professional beggars. They don't work for a living. They don't want to work for a living. They want my money. They didn't get it. They didn't get what they wanted at all. As a matter of fact, they came to Otter Creek and immediately started bashing Russell, the council members, and even Mary. Do you think maybe Mary's health might be due to Lynette Michelle Preston and John Cook? Let's take a look. My good buddy Connor donated this hat to me because he realizes we're in the army now. We're at war. And Turtle Lady, she's going a little Sybil on us. Like, she's double agent here. Let's take a look at her vast history here in Otter Creek. That was John Cook's sign. There's only one couple in Otter Creek that has the audacity and the foolishness to put signs up. You recognize any of that handwriting? Yes, we're holding them legally liable. All of these screenshots I'm showing you, thousands of them we have to our legal team already. We have well over 100 videos in our Otter Creek playlist here on the channel, and you can go back and get a lot of the history, such as the town of Otter Creek actually, well, they hired another assistant town clerk. And then one was volunteering, and she was getting paid too. There were 3 town clerks for a part-time job of 20 hours a week. And guess who applied? That's right, Lynette Michelle Preston. Doesn't she have a disabled child that she has to take care of 24/7? Wait, isn't she disabled? She can't work? Since her daughter has a life-threatening metabolic disease, which just so happens that she posts that her turtle does as well. As a matter of fact, everything has a metabolic disease with her. And that her ex-husband, by the way, she loves to comment on mine and George's relationship, that we live together. Her ex-husband, who she claims she has no affiliation with whatsoever at all. They live on the same property, they share all the same bills. Oh, they go and post signs together as well. Is dying. Therefore, she can't do anything. So what does she do? She brings in meth heads, drug addicts, other people from the outside when she's so scared for her daughter's life to be on her property, to live on her property, to do everything on her property because she can't do it. She can't do anything. She can't work. So she has to isolate her daughter, but she'll bring in strangers on the property. But she claims to do background checks. I mean, I can show you screenshots of all of this. It's complete and total insanity. And that's what it is. Insanity. She's actually going to hold an open house, too, for the turtle rescue. Except, I think what these people did when they stole the tortoise is they actually rescued the tortoise. Wait, that's right. She has to protect the baby. But instead, what she did is took the baby out this past week in the middle of all the people in the Watermelon Festival. No mask, no nothing, no protection. Baby almost got bucked off of a pony. So what is it, Turtle Lady Sybil? Is it you're protecting her and she can't be around people and therefore you can't do anything? Or you live life normal and all of a sudden you show up at town hall for the first time ever in a mask? Be reminded, everything's on video. Oh, and you think that us calling Child Protective Services on her is an Otter Creek thing? You think the people of Otter Creek calling Child Protective Services on her is an Otter Creek thing? No. She's done this everywhere she's went. I'm going to show you. People in the previous place, Northport, were calling Children Protective Services on her. She creates a problem everywhere she goes, and then she gets up and she leaves. As a matter of fact, I think she should leave right now. Keep in mind, she's a self-proclaimed 20-plus year ordained minister. Everything she says is the truth. I mean, it doesn't matter that it always contradicts itself, and you never know which personality is saying anything, but everything she says is the truth. For those that didn't catch that, that's called sarcasm. It's a form of humor. She's a pathological liar. There we go with another lie. Her and John have actually broken the law. They've done illegal doxing. Now you can say, Jeremy, you've shown where their property is. They're an open turtle sanctuary. They're having an open house. Never gave their address. Not my fault that they actually put it out on a sign that matches the same handwriting that calls me the Ohio rapist. Oh man, let's get back to the meeting and rap some more.
This punctuation ought to be interesting.
They get the floor lady yet?
Yeah. Still have illegal signs here. There's one on the inside of the door as well. So the sign's completely and totally illegal and complete and total legal liability for the town.
Swear in the new council member, Ms. Porter, if you'll.
I have a Bible. Do you prefer to put your hand on the Bible or do you prefer not to? Okay. Maybe come to the middle here, okay? So you'll have to put your, raise your right hand and repeat after me. I do solemnly swear or affirm.
I do solemnly swear
Or affirm.
or affirm
That I will support, protect, and defend.
that I will support, protect, and defend
The Constitution and government.
the Constitution and government
Of the United States and the state of Florida.
of the United States and the state of Florida.
That I am duly qualified to hold office.
And duly qualified to hold office
Under the Constitution of the state.
under the Constitution of the state.
And that I will well and faithfully perform the duties.
And that I will well and faithfully perform the duties
Of town council.
of town council
On which I am now about to enter.
on which I am now about to enter.
So help you God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
First order of business is select the mayor for next year. Floor is open for nominations.
Vote for Therese.
And I'll second it.
Nomination don't need a second, but we'll do a roll call vote. You get me? Councilman Granger, for or against?
Four.
Patrick,
Four.
for or against?
Four.
Gail,
Four.
Mr. Severino.
Well, I find it odd. I'm gonna say yes.
Okay. I'll say yes, and we'll make it unanimous. And we can slide that down there to the new mayor.
Praise the Lord, we got a new mayor. Maybe now we can get that door fixed. Let's hope tonight's the night for that. But you also have to understand, as a new mayor, she did not prep this agenda, and she has no information. Nothing. None of the public information has been given to the public. That's my lawsuit with the town. She knows nothing. There's one person that has the information. That's Russell Meeks Sr. And now she's responsible for running this entire meeting with no agenda that she prepared, with no information that she's received, and she has no access to that information.
I'd like to nominate Jim for vice mayor.
I nominate Russell.
Donna spent the past year fighting everything Russell has done. From, do I have a motion to pay the bills? To literally telling him, this is illegal. The state mandates we do it this way, and you're doing it the wrong way. To alluding that he is going to sue Russell and the town, which this all comes up later in public comments with me and Don. And now all of a sudden, he's pulling a page from Turtle Lady. We got a little Sybil action going on here. We don't know who this is, what personality. I nominate Russell again. You just spent a year of your 2-year term. You spent the first year fighting everything Russell has done. And the town rallied around you because somebody was finally fighting Russell. And now you want Russell as vice mayor.
I'll second the first one.
We got to vote on him first. A nomination don't need a second. So,
So can I get a vote?
Ms. Granger,
All four?
Aye.
it needs to be a roll call vote.
Can I get a roll call vote?
Yes, you do a roll call vote on your nomination.
Gail?
I'm for.
Don?
Do.
Russell?
Go with it.
Okay, unanimous.
Okay.
So where's the agenda?
The only other thing that, I thought y'all was notified by email, so I figured you probably had one.
No.
I haven't seen anything.
And now we're voting for the Wakasasa resolution.
To bring you up to that resolution, we voted one time to start that process, which the lawyers has got it ready. And now we've got to pass it that we are joining this WC3. I was told y'all was notified by email.
We were, but she usually gives us a copy too here, so we were just expecting that.
So we've got officially adjoined to be a member of that WC3 to get water from Bronson. And the reason it's come up right now is because there's money available right now.
We need money.
But they need to, Water Management District needs to get us on board so they can file for the money.
Okay, when does this need to be turned into them? Immediately?
If we pass it tonight and I make a motion that we pass that, then you sign it and get it to them.
Okay, do I hear a motion to pass this Wakasasa agreement?
I made the motion.
Second. I'll second the motion.
All in favor? Okay. And we do need to assign somebody to that,
We just gotta sign this acceptance.
but we need to assign somebody to the board, correct?
Yes.
In this agreement?
Yes, I think, yes.
I make
can't even imagine what it feels like to be Therese right now. Nobody in the town has any information. And now Therese, in an instant, is the new mayor and has to figure it all out. It's all been held back by Russell. Everything. Everything. And now she's got to fix this mess. And I know you're going to want to help as well in Otter Creek. You're so invested, and you're not only going to invest with your eyes, but you'll have opportunities to invest with your lives.
I hear a motion, we make Sim the head of that board.
Okay.
All in favor? Are you in favor, Gail?
You need a second to the motion.
I second.
Oh.
Anyone opposed?
Pardon?
Is anyone opposed to that?
No opposition.
Okay. Then the next thing we need to have a discussion about is the clerk situation. Has an ad been run? Has anything happened with
I
that?
don't believe we can discuss that at this meeting.
But we don't have a clerk, and I'm asking if anything has been run.
It's a terrible situation.
We can have a discussion.
It is, it's an emergency that we have a clerk.
You might be able to bring it up under public comment or...
2 months. 2 months, town hall has been locked. And the only people that we know that's been inside is Russell and Richard. And Don wants to say that this is a conversation for public comment. How does a clerk emergency have anything to do with public comment? I got a feeling Don will not be voted back in after his next 10 months are up in his second year of his term. This is just insanity to me. There is a mayor. The mayor is saying this is what we need to discuss. We don't do it during public comment. It's a council issue. We need a clerk. Hopefully one who can do math.
Or new business.
If it's not on this list as agenda, it's the failure of the previous administration.
It is what?
It would be the failure of the previous administration.
We need a clerk.
It's been 2 months without a clerk.
All you gotta do is,
I cannot say that.
Because
all you
it's a
gotta do is
special
call
meeting,
for a
you
vote
know?
to add it to the agenda.
And it was mainly to take care of what we've taken care of.
Do I hear that we're voting to add this to the agenda to
I'll
discuss the clerk situation?
I'll make a motion that we look into an emergency situation clerk to get us through until we can hire one correctly.
And Russell
An
seconding that?
emergency
or you-
situation.
Yes, sir.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone
Aye.
opposed?
So what is she, can I ask that?
Miss Preston is taking a writing the minutes down of this meeting. I didn't have nobody else to do it. And
So
she
she's like a
volunteered.
clerk for tonight?
She's
More or
just
less.
taking minutes, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
I think she probably wants to apply for the job. And she has some experience in city government. I would recommend that we consider her.
Turned her down last time you made a posting.
Turtle Lady. Pathological liar. Oh, by the way, expert on fire hydrants and everything else. Otter Creek. Or Florida. Or the world. Hold a second. Let's back up a little bit. Number one, we've never seen her wear a mask. But she's so concerned about the health of her child, right? We've never, ever seen her wear a mask in town hall. This is the first time. But she's being called out on all of her lies now. So she has to make it look good. Number two, she's got a disabled daughter. She's disabled. Remember, she can't do these things. She can't do anything. And yet here she is trying to sneak her way into town hall somehow, some way. Number three, she has a septic, dying ex-husband who she's not affiliated with at all. She doesn't trust with children. She doesn't trust with anything. He's an abuser. These are all her own words. We have thousands and thousands of screenshots that are sent to our legal team as we pursue legal action against Lynette and John. And she just left her disabled daughter with him to be here in a mask, to volunteer, to take notes and meeting minutes, as if we don't have all the notes already in video. There's literally probably 15 people recording this meeting right now.
Well, I think we have someone here that's very qualified that wants the job as a temporary situation to help us bring it into.
Somebody that wants it too, Tommy, he's willing to move down here and apply for it if she could.
We got, the emergency situation is that we got a lot of things we got to correct in there and bring up to date. And we got to find out what's all in there even. We don't know. We don't even know if we got passwords to the computer. Do we have passwords to the computer?
I don't have a password.
Do you know, Russell, if there are passwords?
Yeah.
I do not know.
Yeah. So
You
we
got to go in there and turn it on and find out.
Right.
I had nothing to do with that,
Yeah.
that office. That was the clerk's job.
We can hack it.
We got, I nominate Deanna here, has got very good experience with computer and research, and help us bring ourselves up to date so we can actually follow through with transparency and being open. Would anyone else support that?
I do, yeah. We gotta have something.
We gotta have something, we gotta have transparency.
When could you start?
And as soon as you vote.
First of all, this has to go through a process.
In an emergency placement, we can place someone in emergency and in the meantime run the ads and get applications and then look over the applications. But in the meantime, in an emergency placement, somebody could be in here doing stuff. And then when all the resumes are received, we can go through them and pick somebody on a permanent basis.
This is just temporary situation, so we can advertise it and get
that
people a
rolling.
chance to put in for the job.
So this is just a temporary emergency placement.
Okay, first of all, that job is a lot more complicated than anybody really has. It's more than just, typing up these things.
Which is why we need somebody in there.
That's why we need somebody, but somebody, I think that we should contact our accounting firm, Powell and Jones, and have them send out one of their clerks to go in there and get everything in order and get everything running. Because to go into an office like that cold with no knowledge in there.
So they can go in there cold with no knowledge?
We're certain they can be a lot of help.
What's the difference? There's a motion on the floor and there's a second. Who's in favor?
What was the motion? I mean,
for emergency placement of Deanna to be a clerk while we run the ads and find somebody.
That's the motion?
Yes.
Okay.
There's been a motion, there's been a second.
By who?
You're on a roll.
You heard that, right? Don, very derogatory, leans over to Gail. You're on a roll. Because Gail isn't doing what Don wants her to do. Don, it's a council. It's not a control. That's the problem. You've been fighting that for a year. That's why nobody can understand what's going on in your mind. Does Russell have something on you? What's going on behind the scenes? You have fought for a year, and Gail's actually taking action on what you fought for. If anything, you should be applauding Gail. And Gail, you're my friend. No matter which way you vote, no matter which thing you do in council, you'll always be my friend. But I want to applaud you for standing up for the people. You heard the voice of the people, and you acted on the voice of the people. And people of action get things done. And I want to thank those people on council who are actually getting things done, not just coming in and fighting and bickering about it and then going, okay, well, let's vote Russell in again and have all the same problems. How about we actually realize the people that cause the problems are not the people who are generally going to be able to fix them. And we need a new leadership team, and we've got it.
All in favor? Who's opposed? Who's opposed?
Anyone opposed?
Anyone opposed?
Okay, so that's 4 in favor or 5 in favor?
I guess it's 5.
So 5 in favor.
Okay, it's unanimous.
Yes.
So we'll place Deanna and then we'll get those ads run and collect resumes for anybody who wants to put in a resume.
His answer should be definitive. It should not be, I guess it's fine.
I agree. Okay. So in the minutes, we need to state that all 5 council members are on seat. On the 4 new positions are filled, We have selected Teresa as the mayor, myself as vice mayor, and that we are going to place Deanna as a temporary clerk. And
we're repeating ourselves.
Go through the Otter Creek playlist here on the channel. Watch all the town council meetings. Count how many times Don needs everything repeated for himself. Now he's complaining about it?
So that she can make
so
sure
I'll make
she
sure
has
she
the
has
minutes.
this in the minutes correctly this way.
That's all.
And
thank you for taking the minutes. We appreciate that.
I'll rewrite it.
No, that's fine. It's just, we just want to make sure all the details are in there, because these are the things the bank's got to have.
Yep. I have it all.
Did you get?
Yes.
She needs to get your name.
I need your last name.
West.
West?
Anything else? And so there's no passwords as far as keys for the building?
I'm fixing to give them to you.
Okay. Just make sure we have all that.
So, did Mary have a book of passwords, or is she anything?
I don't know. I can find out.
Okay, I appreciate that.
And back to Jones and Associates, the county group, I'm sure there's going to be plenty of help. We're going to need their help even still. We got someone here to work and that can actually work with them and do them for the procedures and stuff.
They just done an audit 2 months ago. They come to the meeting and the audit was just completed.
That audit was for 2021, and I review the audit on a video here on the channel. By the way, that's where they tell us that Otter Creek is in a immense, horribly, horrific. All right, I added those 3 words. We're in a financial emergency. Otter Creek ain't got no money.
But it's an ongoing process. It's got to be started again, too.
All right, so let's go, if we can, while we're talking about the water management thing and the clerk, now we have set the clerk stuff. Richard, I saw Richard earlier. Is Richard here? Richard was able to read the meters and record all the meter numbers so we can do billing. We need to do the billing for last month. We needed, I was thankful he was able to get that done that way, so that we don't improperly bill people for water over the 30 days time. Have you turned that in, Richard, to anyone?
No, I still haven't.
You did? Can we get that from you tomorrow? And if someone's not here, put it in the box, please, sir.
I'll give it to you tonight. It's in my truck.
And while we're still talking with the water stuff, I'm just trying to get where I can see this one. Talk to you. Where do you stand on everything? Are you okay with everything and continuing on? Everyone likes what you've been doing. Your work habits have been great, and never have had an issue with anyone on it.
I'm fine with staying.
Okay, that's what
glad to hear
we're
that.
looking. All right, good deal. So we got the keys situation we need to talk about. What did you have left on your list, or on the agenda list for tonight? Was there something else on there?
Public comments.
On that? Does the council have anything else before we open the public comment?
Well, I'm a little bit concerned about, I should probably wait the public comment to say that, rather than as a councilman.
I got a quick public.
Just a second. If we're all done, then you can open up the public comment.
I'd like to open the floor for public comment.
I'd like Deanna to give us a little synopsis of her history. So, the board members can all know what you've done for work in the past.
Okay. Well, I've owned my own business. I have been an education director. I have been self-employed. I've done websites. I've done education for teaching people how to work on computers. I owned a photography business for 25 years and took care of all of that myself. I made sure that realtors got their education and were set up under DBPR to make sure that they went by all the rules and regulations for the state of Florida. If you have any questions for me, I'll be happy to answer any question you have.
You understand this is a temporary situation?
I absolutely understand that.
and we appreciate you jumping in to help us.
We're hoping that computer knowledge will help us a lot.
I'd like to thank everybody for attending and all those who voted for me. I do plan for transparency, and I do want the town to get involved. I want people to ask questions. I want discussions. I want this town to come together and start doing things together instead of being divided. I don't believe in a one-man show, and I believe this board should have discussions. I think the people should have discussions. And I just want people to know that you can talk to each other. It's not a one-man show here.
I want to back up just a minute. Since Dean's taken over, I think we ought to classify the clerks taking over the office here as a workshop. So that way the different council members that have lots of knowledge and everybody can work together and trying to establish that. So that way different council members can be here. But the workshop has to be designated time during the week, so it makes it legal with the Sunshine Law. If we establish the time frames from 10 to 2 on the weekdays, say Wednesday, Thursday, two days a week. That way all the council people can come and we can all work together, and it's open to the public, and has, just gives everybody some notice that that'll be a public workshop. Now, just so everybody understands, the rules of a public workshop is the council meets with the people and they work with everybody, and they all discuss everything they're doing. It's not a participation of the viewers, but everyone can come in and see it and watch it, but they don't get to participate into that trading process.
Madam Mayor, may I address the council?
Yes.
And I have a few things I would like to address the council with. If I go over 3 minutes, is that okay?
It is.
Okay, first and foremost, I would like to gift this to the town of Otter Creek. So I would like permission to actually WD-40 with grease lithium the hinges so that we can get rid of that noise and the distraction in the meetings. I don't want to do it without permission. May I have your permission?
Absolutely. I planned on bringing some myself because that door is very annoying.
Okay. I would request your permission for another thing as well. There's an illegal sign here in Town Hall, no cameras.
Yeah,
this
rid
is,
of that.
may I remove it?
Yeah.
Okay, there's another sign on the inside of the door. So I appreciate the permission. I don't want this town in any more legal liability than the previous administration has already placed it in.
Yeah, that shouldn't be on the wall.
Thank you.
No, thank you.
I would like to address some of the council members, and I want to be clear that the United States Supreme Court gives me the legal right to criticize a voted-in council member. And so in the past, the administration has cut and adjourned the meeting. We have a legal right to criticize those who are voted to represent us. Now, if you want the statute, I'm going to tell you, you're paying a lawyer. Make sure your lawyer actually does what you're paying him for, because he ain't here tonight, and he's only been here one time. So you go to him for the statutes, make him do the work. But this is what I would like to say. Don, for over a year, I've championed you. And I've watched you actually fight with him on everything, every aspect.
The things that weren't correct.
To this point of you saying the state mandates this. This must be changed. Don, to a point to where I'm quoting you now, which is on camera.
No, it's fine.
You insinuated a legal pursuit against
wrong.
Russell and the town.
I said I was going to investigate it. I never said anything
These are
about
your words.
suing the town or any legal
These are
action.
your words to Russell. It's going to be challenged. I'm going to go wherever I need to go. Mr. Warren, maybe you should advise the mayor about the seriousness of these actions he wants to take right now. He knows it's not right.
It's going to be challenged, and I'm going to have to go wherever I have to go to. Mr. Warren, you should maybe advise the mayor about the seriousness of this, that the action he's wanting to take right now.
And you might want to ask
He knows, right now, he knows it's not right.
Don, this is all I want to say. The people have watched you fight the corruption and the wrongdoings in this town council for the past year. And the last meeting, you nominated Russell. And I got to say,
I'm so disappointed in you.
I'm not here to not disappoint you. I'm here for
To
people of Otter
represent
Creek.
us. You're here to represent us and the town.
I represent the people of Otter Creek.
I just want to
Not you.
share that now, last meeting where I was so disappointed in you,
Yes, fine.
now I'm half disappointed in you. Because tonight you went with a unanimous vote, but every single time you muttered something under your breath, such as, oh boy, when Therese was just nominated as mayor.
No, that's not true.
This is the will of the people.
That's not true.
Okay. Don, thank you for voting Therese. Thank you for doing the
You don't
right
have to
thing,
thank me. I'm just
even
doing
if
what's
you
right.
didn't want to do it. Russell, I've been around the world. Literally around the world. I've met people in every culture, in every place. You have to be one of the most ignorant and incompetent individuals I've ever met in my life. I have a legal right to say this,
No,
Don.
you don't. Not here. Not
You
the quorum
should
says
do
no.
the right thing
The council of quorum
and
says you
resign
do not
from
do that
council.
to people, to anybody in here.
Any mayor who
You're not gonna listen
antagonizes
because you don't
the
listen.
membership
Because you're
that
the
he's
big- you're
voted
the
to
problem.
actually represent would sue us. How much of a fool can you be to the position in the legal liability you've placed this town in now?
Now listen.
Where you have how many cameras on you right now? I want you to know something. I am the Hudson mentality. I would stand side by side with the Hudsons because they were for the people,
Listen.
not for a person. So I'm calling you to resign and never run for council again. This is your last chance where I'm going to say, do the right thing. Do not place this town in any more legal liability.
That's what we should do. Let's have a forensic.
Madam Mayor, thank you.
And find, you said corruption for 6 months. Corruption. Show us one bit of corruption. Let's get a forensic audit in here. And you show me one instance of corruption.
If you showed it to you, are you going to resign?
So,
This man has no idea how much trouble and legal liability this town is in. And every time they ask for something, such as, I give it to them. I can't wait for the forensic audit. It's a-coming.
Don, your mayor doesn't even show you the bills in the paper.
A lawsuit against the town and the mayor and Mary all say different. And I know you want to know what's the status with the lawsuit. Well, I'm going to tell you. This meeting is only halfway over. Stay tuned. You're getting more information in the next video.